This is Jack. Today, something unfortunate happened to him. He lost his job in the company layoffs just like many other employees. But while other folks are already looking for new jobs, Jack's feeling all mixed up. He just can't believe what happened. Jack's really close to his dad, so when things get tough, he usually calls him up for advice. Today feels like one of those days. So, feeling confused and lost, Jack picked up his phone and called his dad. Realizing that Jack was feeling lost and upset, his father called him home so they could talk in detail about the situation. As Jack headed home, his father, who was studying Stoic philosophy these days, got an idea. He decided to use Stoic principles to help Jack overcome this problem. He also knew that this was not the last challenge Jack would face. Life will throw many such situations at him in the future. So he decided to take this opportunity to teach his son the Stoic way of living life. A way of life that makes a person stronger by promoting inner peace, resilience, and goodness during life's challenges. Finally, Jack arrived home. He told his dad all about the recent layoffs in his company. His father, after listening to him patiently, advised him to not cloud his thinking just by the immediate job loss. He asked him to reflect on the broader lessons it has to offer. What lessons? Jack asked. This brings us to the first virtue of Stoicism, that is, wisdom. His father advised him to understand the uncertainty of external circumstances and cultivate a mindset for things we cannot control. A key principle in Stoicism is to understand what is under your control and what is not. This is called dichotomy of control. For example, Jack had no control over losing his job. His company was going through a tough time, and therefore they laid off some employees. Unfortunately, Jack was also on that list. So, what can Jack do best in this situation? What is under his control? Well, it's his reaction to this unfortunate event. He can only control how he responds to this challenge life has thrown at him. Either he can get drunk and blame his employers for this, or he can realize that it was not under his control. He can then open himself up to new opportunities and new skills, learn them, and look for a new job or a new career path. The Stoics believed that nothing was actually good or bad. It's our response that makes it so. Therefore, Jack's father advised him to learn to differentiate between things he can control and things he cannot. Life keeps surprising us with things we can't control. So we must learn to accept it and react accordingly. Jack understood the concept of wisdom, but still was lacking the courage to implement it. So he told his father that though he understood the dichotomy of control, he still could not gather courage to fight the situation. As a result, His father went on to teach him the second virtue of Stoicism, that is, courage. His father realized that Jack was experiencing a fear of failure, the fear of not finding a suitable job, or the fear of failure if he plans to pursue something new. He told Jack that it was okay to feel afraid in such cases. We live in a world where courageous decisions are more likely to fail than succeed. Take business, for example. If you go out and decide to do something of your own, you are more likely to fail than succeed. But has that stopped great minds from doing something new? They rather work with full focus and resilience without worrying too much about the outcome, because the outcome is something they cannot control. So he advised Jack to develop resilience, not just for this situation but as a lifelong practice. He reminded him that uncertainties are part of life, so the courage to face challenges with a positive attitude can make all the difference. He also emphasized that Jack should develop moral courage too, the courage to stand up for what is morally right. This builds a person's character to live a fulfilling life. Now Jack understood both the virtues of wisdom and courage. He was now ready to start his career with a fresh perspective. But one thing was still bothering him. He had developed a lot of hatred for his company because of the layoffs. So he told his father about it. His father immediately realized that he must now teach his son the third virtue of Stoicism, that is, justice. He asked Jack to see his job loss from a broader perspective. He told him to shift his focus for a moment from his individual loss to the overall situation. Jack's company had many investors. They were constantly pushing the company to reduce staff in order to save money. The company had already denied doing it many times. But this time, the investors threatened to stop funding if they did not agree. Thus, the company was forced to let some people go. When Jack considered this broader picture, he realized that it was not totally company's fault. Thus, Jack's father counseled him to approach any setback in life with a sense of fairness. The Stoics believed that we should treat others with empathy and fairness, regardless of the circumstances. We should respect the rights and dignity of all individuals. We should do what is right and just, even when it is difficult for us personally or unpopular. This lesson calmed Jack down, and he was able to let go of his hatred for the company. Impressed by all the teachings of Stoicism, Jack told his father about one more issue. It was about controlling his emotions. He explained that during good times he gets overly excited, and during bad times he gets hopeless. Both things get him into trouble at the end. His father immediately understood his problem. He then taught him the fourth and final virtue of Stoicism, that is, temperance. Temperance means moderation or self-control. The Stoics believe that we should maintain balance in everything we do, because excess of anything is harmful. To make it clear, the father brought up Jack's back pain from a few years ago. It was due to sitting for long hours. For promotions, Jack was working even after office hours and had no time for any physical activity. This resulted in a problem with Jack's back. Then the doctor suggested Jack to set aside some time for exercise. Once he started that, he felt better. Though working hard for career growth is good, an excess of it did cause harm to Jack's physical health. All of this happened because he did not maintain a balance between work and his well being. Therefore, Jack's dad advised him to practice moderation and balance in all aspects of life. He told him that life is a journey through good and bad times, and to navigate this journey with peace, maintaining balance is the key. Stoics have advised not to get overwhelmed by success or depressed by setbacks. Always try to strike balance and do things in the right measure. With this, Jack's father had taught his son all four virtues of Stoicism. Jack got great clarity about how to approach upcoming challenges in life. So finally, he thanked his dad and started moving forward with Stoic wisdom in mind. So, what do you think of the Stoic way of living life? Give your opinions in the comment section. And until next time, stay curious.